Hey there, team. This is Kendra Lewis, your director. Today I'm coming to you to give you an update from our team meeting. So, for those of you who could not make our team meeting Saturday, February 22nd, we missed you. But I want to give you an update and just go over what we went over because I know some of you live too far away for you to even come. And for those of you who did come, this might be a good refresher for you. I'm going to quickly go through the things that we went through, and I know I tried to go fast at the team meeting and we covered a lot of information that was really helpful. I saw some of you taking notes. So just for FYI, for those of you who are watching, you might want to get out a pen and paper too. I've got some good stuff to share with you today. I'm going to try to do it as quickly as I can, but I do just want to say that if you ever do get the chance to come to our team meetings, we do them on Saturdays because that's when Papa's are open. They're not open on Sundays, and Fridays nights don't usually work, so we do a Saturday. And Papa's lets us do it up there in their private upstairs meeting room, and it's a big place and it's a middle ground. I can't really find a place that's comparable in the price and the size and the comfort and all of that. So that's why we do it at Papa's for now. But yeah, if you ever get a chance on a Saturday and you can come, you would really enjoy it. You're missing out if you miss our meetings. You really are. So they're lots of fun, and they're very helpful to your business. But here we go. I'm going to give you a rundown of the important things that we really covered at the meeting. So I covered things that we learned at Spring Sprint and kind of took everything together that I learned at Des Moines and Kansas City and tried to throw it into one little training. I didn't get it all covered. I'm going to have to do this in separate trainings. There's no way I could fit it all into one day. And there's no way that I could fit it all into one video here. It would take forever. So I'm just going to give you what I thought was most important and most pertinent for right now in your guys' business. So, first, and I do want to say we had Grit. Grit came all the way from Germany and attended our team meeting. And she will be back again in October. So we're going to plan another team meeting for when she's back again in October. It's awesome whenever she can come to the States from Germany and be with us, and we always learn a lot from her, and she brings her excitement about Scentsy, and then we send her back home to Germany with some excitement about Scentsy. So that's always fun. But I want to talk about ways that you guys can make more money. Scentsy, it's not about the money for me. Doing this has never been about the money. I get so much out of it just from the relationships that I've built. And I earn trips, and I get to go on all these fun little things. And since he started out for me, it was a way to get out of the house. I was a stay-at-home mom for the first 3 years of my life, even for the first part of my selling Scentsy. For a while, I lived in St. Joe. I lived in Maysville. I lived really far away. I lived pretty far away from my family. I don't want to say really far because some people live really far away from their family. But I lived far enough away that where I didn't see them on a daily, weekly, or sometimes even monthly basis, I didn't see them. And I really didn't have anybody, especially when I lived in Maysville, I had no cell service at all. Like, I couldn't hardly ever talk to anybody. And so I was a stay-at-home mom, trapped at home with my son, and my husband worked all of the time. I didn't hardly get to see or talk to anybody. And I remember that. I remember how hard it was on me personally, on my personality, how my personality was, and how I felt day to day, how I felt about myself, how my marriage was. I often do forget, but when I do think back, I remember, and I look back and I think, oh my goodness, how did I even live my life the way I did before I had Scentsy? How did I even function? How did I stay alive? How did I deal with that? Like I said, I forget about that feeling often. I forget about that because it does feel like it's been so long ago. But when I do think back, I just remember, like, compared to how my life is now and how happy I am now, I was every bit of depressed back then. Whenever I think back to when I lived in Maysville and I literally had like no cell service and I lived in this cold house. My husband was almost never home and I was at home with my 1-year-old. I just remember that. But anyway, whenever I finally moved out of Maysville, moved to Cameron and got cell service and got internet, I still didn't do very much. I Like literally stay-at-home mom, never left my son. I was with him every day. I was the only one who took care of him. I didn't do anything but take care of him till like the summer of 2010. So my son would have been 3 before I ever really left him for any significant amount of time. For the first time, he was 3 before I ever left him, and I attended the first convention. For the first Cincy convention that I attended, it was in Denver, Colorado, and I was gone for like 3 days, and so that was the first time I'd ever left my son for really more than a day in his first 3 years of his life. And I remember how hard that was, but whenever I went, it was so good for me. It was so good. And then from Denver on, my life has completely changed. My personality has I guess I don't want to say my entire personality, but yeah, it kind of has. But my happiness level has increased so much. What, babe?
Where was I at when you left me?
Where were you at? You stayed with Grandma and Daddy.
What's Grandma name?
Yes, Matthew. He's playing the Wii right now. But anyway, I remember ever since Denver, like things just, my life so turned around. My marriage turned around. My happiness turned around. I was a better person, a better mother, a better friend, a better wife, just so many things. Just going to that Cincy convention in Denver changed my life, changed my perspective on life, changed everything. And since then, I haven't missed a convention, and I don't plan to. And I go to all these Cincy events, and I've traveled all across the United States, and I've been to 3 different countries now. Yeah, oh my goodness, that sounds crazy to say. I've been to Dominican Republic, I've been to Costa Rica, and I've been to Mexico. I've been to 3 different countries. And I'm going to go to the Bahamas this summer. So it's completely changed everything for me. It's taken me places and given me something to be excited about and something to be proud of myself about. And something for my husband to be proud of me of. Like my husband's proud of me. And my family's proud of me, and I've just been able to do all these things that I never thought I'd ever be able to do. I never thought I would earn a free trip with Cincy. I never thought that until I was told I could do it, and then I believed I could do it, and I put my mind to it, and I set goals. And also because of Cincy, I started college after I started college, let's see, in January 2011. Yeah, January 2011, I started college. And Cincy is the reason I went back to college. It really is. Without Cincy, I wouldn't have the confidence or that little extra income. It really does help. I wouldn't have those things to feel like I could do it in college. You know, I'd been before, and went 1 semester and thought, oh, college is not for me. I cannot do this. And because of Cincy, I realized I can do anything I want to do. I can earn free trips. I can definitely go to college. So Cincy has just changed my life. And I feel like that is an important thing to share. And everybody has a unique Cincy story. It may not be something truly amazing, but it's your story. So it's good enough. Sorry, my low battery light's coming on. But I wanted to share that because Cincy has just done so much for me. And the relationships that I've built in Cincy, I can't express to you, and I don't even want to start expressing to you because I'll start crying. But I have made lifelong friendships, and I have saw people cheer me on who don't even know me and have never met me. I've had that, and I've cheered people on and prayed for people and sent cards to people who I don't know and have never met. It's just the Cincy family is a Cincy family, and it's something that I couldn't go my life without it. I really couldn't. And yeah, there are other parts of my life and things that I have in my life that are not Cincy and that aren't a part of Cincy. And I love those too, but I feel like Cincy has just completely enhanced my life and has made me really think about things in a different way. And it's just all around made me who I am right now. It really has. So I just wanted to share that because a big part about Cincy is building relationships. And let's see, I started out saying it's not about the money. That's where I started. But all of that aside, everything that I've done, everywhere that I've been, all the relationships that I've built, this year, I feel like I put a lot into my Cincy business. I've put a lot of money, I put a lot of time and a lot of effort in. And I feel like this year I want to get some money out of it. I don't want anybody to take that the wrong way, but I feel like this whole time in, all I've been doing is just building, and I feel like it's time to give back, give back. And to give back, I need some money. I need some money to give back. So this year, my goal is to not just do the bare minimum, and not to just do the bare minimum I need to earn an incentive trip, or to do just the bare minimum I need to make numbers. This year, I want to do all I can. I want to do all the parties I can. I want to get all the sales I can. I really have some big goals for this year as far as my sales and our team sales and my personal commission. I have some big goals for that this year. And I want you guys to have those goals too. I want to know what your guys' goals are, and I want to help you achieve them. I really do. This year, this is Scentsie's 10th year. Scentsie's 10th year. And it's 10 years of a lot of things for Scentsy, and you're going to hear about that all year. It's 10 years of a lot of things. And this year, it's all about choosing. What do you choose with Scentsy? Do you choose Scentsy? Do you choose Velada? Do you choose Grace Adele? What do you choose? It's anything. This year, it's all about celebration. It's all about celebrating 10 years of Scentsy. It's all about celebrating you. It's all about celebrating your goals and what you want from this. And I want to do that too this year. I want to celebrate me, and I want to celebrate my goals and my achievements, and I want to celebrate my customers, and I want to celebrate you guys. I want to celebrate you guys. And I want to do that by helping you guys be all you can be and be all that you want to be. Because it's not about what I want or what Scentsy wants or what anyone else wants. It's only about what you want. What do you want from Scentsy? What do you want with your life? What do you want from this business? And if it's a hobby that you want, or if it's a trip that you want, or if it's a $10,000 this year that you want, whatever it is you want, I want to help you get there, and I have a plan, and I promise you, if you're willing to put in the work, we can get you there. I promise. So, like I said, this year I want to focus on getting more personal sales and higher commission checks and that kind of stuff, because like I said, I feel like I put a lot in, and I want to get more so that I can give more. Sorry. That's what I want to do this year. So, getting to the thing here and not just dancing around all these other things that I've done, rambled on, I do that. I want to tell you how to do it. A while back, I posted on Facebook. I said, I don't remember exactly what I said. I said something along the lines of, what would you say if I could help you earn $150 to $200 extra a month? What would you say? Would you be willing to do that? Would you be willing to do the work that it takes to do that? And I had several of you like that and comment on that, and I want to tell you how to do that. And for some of you, an extra $150 to $200 a month isn't going to seem like much, but to some of you, you're like, oh, heck yeah, give me that extra $150 to $200. I'll go buy me a new pair of jeans this month, or whatever you want. It's all about you. It's all about what you want. But I want to tell you how to do that and how you can even do even more than that. It starts with this. Do you see it well? The 4 chords. So this is Orville's 4-chord progression that he came up with. I have it here, but I also have it on our team website. If you go to the team website and take your cursor over the home, it'll bring a drop-down box and it'll say 4 chords. Click that and you're going to see this. Or I think I also have it on the team Facebook page. Those are the places you can do this. And the 4 chords is basically your best business plan, is basically what that is. Tells you what you need to do to make the money and to promote. And I just want to tell you, is chord 1 is doing home parties. Chord 2, sponsor new consultants. Chord 3, provide great customer service. Chord 4, improve yourself. So Scentsy isn't just about your business, but they're about you too. They want to help you. Side note here, that's also why Scentsy has hired a personal trainer and nutritionist to help you be a better you. And you can find out more information by asking me or going, looking in the workstation for the Scentsy Wellness Program. That's what it's called. We have Coach Marlo, who is our personal trainer / nutritionist for the company. And Matthew put my Dr. Pepper down.
How did you see that?
But anyway, Coach Marlowe's awesome. But anyway, that's side note, all about improving you. Other side note, if you want to be in the 100-mile program that they announced at Spring Sprint, do 100 miles by convention, and I'm going to send you guys more information about that. I'll post it to the team website, and I'll post it to the Facebook group. More information about being in the 100-mile club. You get a t-shirt at convention, and you get little bracelets and all that good stuff. But anyway, back to business. So, how do you make an extra $150 to $200 a month? Well, you need to do home parties. Can you commit to doing 2 parties a month? I understand some of you can't do home parties, and that's fine if you can't do home parties or they don't work for you. A book party or an online party is better than no party, but you need to try to commit to doing 2 parties a month that are at least $250 parties. Now, that's not asking a lot. 2 parties a month, so you have 4 weeks in a month. Can you do 2 parties out of those 4 weeks? And can you get those parties to be $250 parties? Yes, you can. You really can. That's doable. It's very doable. You can do that. And if you do that, your monthly PRV is going to be $500. And if you're just a team of 1 person, if it's just you and you don't have anybody under you, your commission is going to be $125. That's not $150, but it's close. If you do a little bit more than that, a little bit more than the $500 a month, you're going to be getting that $150 to $200. If you have a team under you, consultants working under you that are actively working, you're going to get more than that. And you see the basic idea here? It's easy, simple stuff. Open up the last page of your catalog and you're going to see the compensation plan. If you don't understand, you need to call me. But that will tell you how you need to do this, how you need to make money. It's what you need to know. But doing home parties, chord 1, you need to establish a consistent pattern of selling. So doing parties is how you consistently sell. It's how you keep a business. You have to consistently be selling to have a business. To consistently sell, book 2 parties a month and get those parties to be at least $250. Keep your parties simple. Don't overdo it. When you're doing a home party, don't focus on your display. Don't focus on what you're going to say. Focus on building a relationship. That should be your number 1 goal anytime you are doing a party, talking to anybody about Scentsy, or doing an event. Your number 1 goal should be to build a relationship, because people buy things from, do business with, and refer people to people that they know, like, and trust. If you can get people to know you, like you, and trust you, they will buy from you, they will book parties with you, they will refer you. That is the most important thing. I promise you that if you build good quality relationships with everybody that you talk to in Scentsy, that the parties and the sales and the referrals and the recruits, those will come on their own. Work on and focus on building a relationship. So when you're at an event, your number 1 goal is not to sell, it is not to book parties, it is not to recruit, it is to build relationships, build meaningful relationships. Try to remember things about people. When you're at a home party and you're sitting around and you're hearing Susie talk about her wedding next month, and you're hearing Bobby Lynn talk about the baby shower that she's going to go to in a couple of weeks, and you're hearing all this chit chat, keep that in mind. I don't care where you have to make notes, but make notes somewhere where they don't. Hey everybody, sorry about that. I had a phone call, and so I had to pause for a little bit. But I want to pick up right where I left back off, and whenever I put these videos in YouTube, I'll merge them together and they'll be one. So I was saying that whenever you're at parties, pay attention to people and make notes about them, but don't make notes about them where they can see you making notes about them. You don't want them to know that you're making notes about them, because that's kind of creepy. But the purpose of remembering things about people is so that when you do follow-up calls or whenever you talk to them again at a later date, you can draw from something personal about them, and that will show them that you care and that you listen, and it will also really kind of build the relationship between you and that customer. So try to do that. I'll get into the next part about whenever you're checking them out and stuff like that, where you can put that, but I want to go into the next part. I was saying, build relationships. That should be your number 1 objective whenever you're doing parties or events. And I'm not saying that any of this is going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to get all of those parties and those events. You're going to have to work for them. Nobody's just going to come knock on your door and say, can I do a party for you? It's not going to happen. Nobody's going to come knock on your door and say, do you want to be a vendor at my event? It's not going to happen. You're going to have to take some time out of your day. You're going to have to make some phone calls. You're going to have to find some events to do. You're going to have to go through your list of 100. If you don't have a list of 100, you need to get one. You need to make a list of people, and you need to pick a day and pick a set amount of time during that day that you are going to sit down and call people and ask them if they want to do a party. So that's what it takes. It's as simple as that. You have to ask people to do a party. Nobody is going to ask you. Okay, and back to the list of 100 thing. This is 40 guests in 40 minutes. It's a document that helps you think of people that you might know, that you can get their names and their phone numbers. I guess if you do, there's 4 of each, so like relatives, church or social group, business contacts, contacts through your children. There's 4 in each. I guess if you doubled all of these, you would have 80, and then you could do 20 more, and then you would have a list of 100, but you need to always have a list of 100, so you always need to be building that list. So it's important that you keep names and phone numbers of people, and that you continue to keep those, and you keep them filed somewhere where you can draw those back, okay? And we'll get into more of that a little bit later. But that's what you're going to do. You're going to try to build relationships. So focus this year on building relationships. Do you want to earn an incentive trip like a couple of us have done on the team? A few of us? 4 people. 4, well, if you're counting me, 4. If you're not counting me, 3. In our past on our team, that means under me, have earned incentive trips before. So if you want to do that, then you need to start building relationships now, because booking parties, getting recruits, and getting sales, and getting those long-term and getting those consistent, building that consistent pattern, it takes time. It's not going to happen in 1 week or 1 month. It's going to take time. The next incentive trip period, if they don't do a summer incentive, assuming that they just do a fall one like they've usually done, that next incentive trip period starts in August. And so you need to start building those relationships, getting those contacts, and doing those parties now. That way that you can have those relationships built by the time August rolls around. Because whenever you're asking people, when you're calling on your list and you're talking to people, sometimes you have to ask people 2, 3, 4, 5, 100 times. When we were at the team meeting, I asked people, I went around the room and I asked people, how many times were you asked to sell Scentsy before you signed up? Nobody said 1 time. You get what I'm saying here? You cannot just ask somebody 1 time to host a party, or ask somebody 1 time to join, because people have different stages in their lives. And one day they may say no, it's not right for them, but 3 months, 6 months, or even a year later, they may be ready. It may be right for them. Somebody in their family may have got laid off, or maybe they had another kid and now they want to work towards trying to stay home, or maybe they just light bulb went off, they're ready to sell Scentsy. But whatever the reason is, it takes more than 1 time for people to sell Scentsy. So just keep that in mind whenever you're asking people about joining. Don't ever mark that person off your list to never ask them again until they tell you to shut up and go away and leave them alone. Until they say that to you, you don't stop asking them. You talk to them about hosting. You talk to them about joining. You continue to talk to them about buying. Not in a pushy way, just in a casual conversation kind of way. So you need to work now on building up to having those casual conversations about Scentsy with people. So 80, she's our superstar director, and she says that she made a goal to just talk to 2 people a day. 2 people a day about Scentsy. Doesn't always have to be the 2 different people every single day. That's a lot of people, right? But try to talk to 2 people a day about it, 2 people that are not on your team in any way, up or down. Just talk to 2 people a day about Scentsy. So you could set a goal to try to do that, but try to build those casual relationships with people, and the rest will come. The parties will come, the recruits will come, the sales will come if you build those meaningful relationships. So that needs to be your number 1 objective. And if you just, like I said, spend time doing that, now, start now, don't wait. Get your list going, get to calling people, do this now, and the rest will come. It's just, I can't stress to you enough that you have to ask people. I have had hostesses who, they've had a $1,500 party, they've had a $600 party. I've wrote out what their party is, what they're going to get in free, what they're going to get in half price, and what they're going to get in commission if they sign up under me and I give them that party today, and put it on paper in front of them, and they've pushed it away and said no thank you. To, we're talking $200, $800 commission checks that would have just been theirs cash money for just taking it, and they still pushed it away and said thank you. And I've had people do that to me more than once, and then finally all of a sudden, bam, something went off, and now they're ready to do it. And they're regretting that they didn't do it sooner, but that's okay. Everybody has their own time. So ask, and don't stop asking, and realize that it's going to take more than once. You're going to have to ask multiple times. You're going to have to ask the same people multiple times. People who have told you no in the past, that is not a forever no until they say never, okay? You have to keep in mind that you have to ask them again. I cannot stress that enough. I'm going to have to say that over and over, I think, to get you guys to believe it. But you need to do that. The key here is $500 a month. You need to build, we talked about establishing a consistent pattern of selling, keeping the party simple, and building, and then the next part of it was build to 500 PRV in monthly sales. So that's the key number, $500 a month. Not 150 every 3 months, 500 a month. You want to build to $500 a month. If you can do that, you are getting a good paycheck every month, a little bit of extra money in your pocket, but plus you're building up that business to where you are ready, to where if you do get a recruit, when you get recruits, and you get lots of recruits, you're already getting your $500 a month in sales that you need to get paid on them. So that's important. Try to build to that, and anybody can do that. That's what like I said, two parties that are $250 a month. That's all it takes, okay? You can do it. Everybody can do it. And if you feel like you can't, call me. You need to talk to me more, and I will help you. Cord 2, I don't want to get too much into the other cords because we're going to do those later on, and I don't want to spend too much time on those right now. I want you to work on parties, events, and building relationships. But Cord 2 is sponsor new consultants. So do what 80 says and try to talk to 2 people a day, but maybe set a goal to sponsor 1 new person a month. Try to set that goal. And if you're going to do that, it may take time to work up to that. You may set the goal in today. You may say, I want to recruit 1 person a month. And this is February. You may not get that first recruit until July. But then, let's just say between now and July, you've been building those relationships. You've been talking to 2 people a day about Scentsy. And you've been, like I said, building those meaningful relationships. July comes around and you've got your first one. August comes around, you've got your second. September comes around, you got your 3rd and 4th. October comes around, you got your 5th, 6th, and 7th. Like, do you see what I'm saying here? You may set the goal to get 1 recruit a month now, but it may take a few months from now before you achieve that goal. And then that goal is going to be consistent because you've been doing the things that you needed to do from now until then to reach that goal. So you've been talking to people, because you can't just say, I want to recruit 1 person a month today. It's February 26th. I have 2 days to get 1 for this month, and then I have only 30 days to get 1 for March. You may be able to do that, but not everybody can. Some people can and some people can't. Some people, it's going to take, and I'm going to say for most people, it's probably going to take you taking that time to build those meaningful relationships, and it may take a couple or few or even more months. Take some people longer than others before you finally get that first recruit. And then once you do, if you've been building those relationships that entire time, the recruits will come after that. And then maybe you will be hitting your goal of 1 recruit a month. And that's a good goal to have, because that goal will put you close to getting the annual mentor award, which if you don't know what that is, you need to get out your startup guide, look it up, and see what it is, because it's a big bonus that anybody could get for just recruiting 14 people in a year's time. So, sponsor new recruits. And number one, if you sell just 1 brand, Scentsy, Velada, or Grace Adele, if you sell 1, 2, or all 3, whatever, let's just say you sell 1. Let's just say you sell Scentsy. You can still recruit people to Velada and Grace Adele even though you don't sell those brands. So you still want to share all of the brands everywhere, because somebody who you know may not be interested in selling Scentsy, but they may really be interested in selling Velada or Grace Adele, and you can recruit them under you like that. and you still get paid on them even though you don't sell that brand. So that's an amazing thing that we have here. And then the third chord is provide great customer service. So that's important. You need to delight with great service. You need to communicate with your customers often and effectively, and that goes for your team, your downline, if you have a downline as well. You need to nurture future leaders, so that's going into that, so talk to your downline. And then chord 4 is improve yourself. Take the time to take care of yourself, make weak things strong, contribute more than you take. These 4 chords, they all need to be done. If any one of these chords is lacking, the whole business plan, your whole business is going to lack. So if you're not taking time to improve yourself, if you're not making weak things strong, and by weak things strong, not only health-wise, but your comfort zone-wise. So if you're not stepping out of your comfort zone and making yourself uncomfortable and improving those weak parts, like if your weakness is talking to strangers, you need to be improving that. So, and you need to take time to take care of yourself, and you need to contribute more than you take. So if you're not doing these things to improve yourself, as well as these other business things, your whole business is going to lack, because if you're not healthy and happy, you're not going to be able to work your business. So you need to get healthy, and you need to get happy, and you need to get motivated, and all of that comes with the first one, being healthy and happy. The rest will come after that. So that's important. Don't let any one of these 4 chords fall below the radar. Even though I'm only highlighting the first and the second one right now in this training, that doesn't mean that they're not all equally important, because they are. But I want to put this away. You guys can refer back to this, and we're not done with this. We're going to continue this for the life of our business until Orville says something else. So, with that, I want to also say, I want to talk a little bit about rejection. So, don't be offended, okay? If somebody tells you no, you need to not be offended. And if you were at the team meeting, you would have got a big, huge kick out of the way I perfectly demonstrated this. Basically, I took our pictures, and I went around and I asked a couple people if they wanted a drink. Some people said yes, and I refilled their glass. And one person told me no. I slammed the pitcher down, and I ran away and I cried. I cried on cue, yeah. But I did that. And everybody in the room started laughing. And I said, is that what waitresses do when you tell them no, that you don't want a cup of coffee, or no, you don't want a refill? Do they run away and cry? Do they run away and say, I'm never going to ask anybody if they want a refill ever again because they rejected me? Do they do that? They don't do that. Waitresses, if you say, no thanks, I don't want a refill, they don't feel rejected. They don't quit their job and never ask anybody again because you rejected them one time because you didn't want a refill. They don't do that. Direct sales is the same thing. It's the same thing. If you ask somebody, would you like to book a party? And they say, no, thank you. They're just saying, no, I would not like more Dr. Pepper. No, thank you. If you ask somebody, would you like to join my team? They're just saying, no, I don't want any more tea. I don't want any coffee. No, thank you. That's all they're doing. They are not saying, I hate you, get out of my life. What are you, an idiot? They're not doing that. So quit taking it personally. When you get rejected, it's not a rejection. It's just a no thank you. Until they tell you, leave me alone and never talk to me about it again, that's when you're rejected. And then maybe you should call me because you may have did something wrong, because I don't see anybody really saying that to you. So please don't be offended. Just pretend like you're offering people a piece of gum, or you're offering people a sucker, or you're offering people a refill, okay? That's how you need to take I want to stop saying rejection, because it's not rejection. You're not being rejected. People are just saying, no, thank you. It's not for me. I don't want one right now. And also, back to the refill thing. If my waitress comes to my table and says, would you like more Dr. Pepper? This happens every time I go out to eat. I say, no, thanks. I'm good for now. Or I say, no, thanks. And then I get through my meal a little bit more. Things go on. Things change in my setting right there. And she comes back and asks me again, would you like a refill? Yes, please. Sometimes I may have been asked if I want a refill a couple of times before I finally said yes. So please think of your business as if you are a waitress in a restaurant. Continue to offer and continue to provide that great customer service, because it's your job. It is your job to ask if people want refills. It is your job to ask if people would like an appetizer, or they would like a little dessert. It's your job to do that. Okay, I'm speaking hypothetically here, pretending you're a waitress. But if you put yourself in the position of a waitress and think about, okay, I need to be offering the best customer service. I need to be smiling. I need to be on my feet. I need to be doing everything I can for my customers. If you have that attitude about it, and you have the attitude that you're offering something like a wonderful molten lava chocolate cake, offer that, you're gonna do well. You're gonna do well, okay? So just pretend you're a waitress, and it's not rejection. It's just, no thank you, not right now. You know, that's all it is. So I wanted to make sure you knew that. And the home parties thing, the best way to build a relationship is what? Through a fundraiser? Through a book party? Through Facebook? Oh, Facebook, okay. A home party. A home party is the best way to build a relationship. And if your goal in this business, your number one objective should be to build relationships, where are you gonna do it? Home parties. You need to get them, okay? If you haven't done one, do one. Find somebody who wants to have some friends over, and change the name of it. Tell your friend that says, no, nobody ever comes to my parties. Tell them to invite all their friends over to their house for a get-together, and then you be there for the entertainment, you know? I've had people do that. I've had a hostess say, well, I'm going to invite all my friends over, and I want you to come and be our little entertainment for the night. And bring your Scentsy, you know? Have them do that, because people will come to a party where they don't think anything is being sold, and then they get there, and then it's a Scentsy party, and they don't have to buy. They're not required because they didn't know it was a Scentsy party. But I'm there to help them have a good time. Try that. Try a get-together. Try not calling it a party. Try calling it something else, a gathering. If you're Velada, do a tasting. If you're doing Grace Adele, call it a fashion show. Call it whatever you want. Whatever you need to do to get it out there. And if you don't know people to book a party, here's back to the building relationships thing, something I talked about at the meeting. You can do something to get out and meet people. You can go to events. You could create your own ways of meeting people. You could do something called Matching Monday. So if you're at the meeting, you would have got a kick out of this too. But Matching Monday. So take 5 catalogs, some samples, samples of washer whiffs, wax, whatever you want your samples to be of, chocolate, if you're selling Velada, whatever. Get 5 catalogs and 5 samples together and go out into the world on Monday and find 5 people who match you. So they could have the same color of shirt, same number of kids, same color of car, both have a right arm, whatever. Find 5 people that match you and give them walk up to them and say, hey, it's Matching Monday. We both have the same color of shirt. Here's a Scentsy catalog. Have a great day. You know, and a sample and a free sample, whatever. But do that, and that would help you build relationships with people, and you never know what could come out of that. Another thing I want to say about those types of things where you're giving out catalogs to random people or leaving business cards places, those things are not instant. Those things take time. You may not get any rewards from that until 6 months after the fact. So keep that in mind. If you want to earn a trip and you want to build those, you need to start doing those kind of things now, okay? So start early. Don't decide August 1st, oh, I think I'm going to be ready to earn this incentive trip that just started. No, you've got to start now. You've got to start earlier in the year. It's not going to happen. Okay, next thing I want to talk about, I'm sorry I'm dragging on, but I hope you guys are getting a lot out of this. There was a lady at, first you need a plan. The P is for please. You need to aim to please your customers. So you are there to work for them. Pretend you're a waitress again. You're there to work for them. So when you go to work, when you go to parties, what do whenever you're at a home party and you've set up and you're waiting for the guests to arrive? Do you sit on the couch or sit somewhere in the corner? And Matthew, what, honey?
You be patient.
Okay, Matthew. Matthew likes to be in on the trainings. He was also in at the one at the meeting. But anyway, do you sit in the corner on your cell phone, not talking to anybody? Guests are coming in, and you're not even looking at them or acknowledging that they're there. You're playing on your cell phone. And then, 6 o'clock, time for the party to start. Hello, everybody. I'm Kendra. I'm going to be your Scentsy consultant for the night. No. If you sat there and ignored them the whole time the guests were arriving and sat over there on your cell phone and then decided to introduce yourself to them once they got there, fake. So fake. That's all you are. You can't do that. You can't sit in the corner whenever you're there to work, you need to shut your phone off or put it on silent and put it away. Make your parties a no phone zone. Use those to add, use those to look things up if you need to, but let them know that that's what you're doing, because it's rude. It's flat out rude. If I went to a restaurant and I was waiting on the waitress to take my order and she was playing on her phone or texting somebody, I would get up and walk out. And that's what a party is. It's your job, so put your phone away. It's rude. But back to that, whenever people are arriving at the parties, let your host know that, she can go ahead, because usually hosts are busy. They're doing stuff in the kitchen. They're doing last minute cleaning. They're get their house ready for people who are coming. So let her know that, you'll go ahead and start setting up. And as guests arrive, you'll answer the door and let them in if that's okay with her. And as you're doing that, that gives you a perfect time to answer the door and say, "Hi, I'm Kendra. How are you?" Or, "Hi, I'm Kendra." Introduce yourself to them. They'll tell you who you are. They'll tell you who they are, and you can get to know them for a couple minutes while you're waiting for the guests to arrive. Say, "Oh, how are you? How far was your drive? Do you live close? Have you heard of Scentsy before?" Just chat with them. Build that relationship with them while they are there, because once again, I'm going to say it again, people buy from, do business with, and refer people to people that they know, like, and trust. You only have a certain amount of time during a party to get everybody in that room to know, like, and trust you. The more they know, like, and trust you, the more they're going to spend with you, okay? It's a fact. Just believe me on it. So if you only have so much time to build a relationship with them, you need to be utilizing every second of that time. So please answer the door, greet them with a smile, and build that relationship with them and have a conversation before the party starts as the guests are arriving. And then when it is party time, keep your party simple, keep your presentation short, and then kick back and have fun and smell testers with them. And something else, ask them, what kind of scents do you like? Individually, you need to be having individual conversations with every person in that room. You need a connection with every guest at that party, and you need to be providing service to every guest at that party. So you need to be making sure that they're finding everything okay, that they've seen the combine and saves, and that they're finding the scents that they're looking for. And if they can't find a scent, you need to find it and bring it to them. Those are the kind of things you need to be doing, and you need to be smelling it with them and sharing your likes and dislikes and your recommendations and all of that with them during your party presentation. Sorry, I'm looking through my notes here. Okay, also at parties. Something I'm going to start doing I haven't always done, but I'm going to tell them, you guys fill out the top of the order form. I fill out the bottom, okay? So they need to fill out their name, their address, their phone number, and their email. They need to fill that part out, and then you fill out the bottom. It's your job to fill out their order, right? Because you're the waitress. So you need to take their order, okay? And you're going to do that individually. It's best if at every party you have like a checkout section. If you could do that. If you can't, you can't. But if you can, if you can comfortably accommodate that, that would be the best situation. That way you can kind of talk to them one-on-one as they're checking out. And not everybody wants everybody to know how much they're spending, so it's in the customer's best interest too. But you need to do that, and just, you can give away prizes if they fill out the entire top, whatever you want to do on that. But have them fill out the top and you fill out the bottom, and then give them their favorites list or something to write on throughout the party so that they can make notes of the things that they do want to purchase. And then you tell them to bring that to you, and then you talk to them as they're ordering. And if they have, "Oh, you're ordering 4 bars. Did you know that if you added just one more, you get one free?" And, tell them about the combine and saves and make sure that they're getting the most for their money on that. And, I was trying to think of something there, but basically make sure that they got their combine and saves. And then after you've made sure that they've got their combine and saves and that they are happy with all the products that they've got on the order forms, you can say, "Would you like to help raise money for the March of Dimes by purchasing one of our Roosevelt the Rabbit Buddies?" Upsell them. You get it? Upsell them with something. Pick something. "Would you like to add an extra light bulb to your order for just $1? Upsell them something. Now, I give all my customers free light bulbs for life, so that ain't going to work. But I would upsell them the Roosevelt the Rabbit. Or if I seen something that they bought, just figure out something. Figure out something on their order form. "Oh, you really like that quiver? Did you know that comes in our laundry stuff? Oh, I love it in the laundry." Upsell them to something on that order. When you're taking their order, everything that they wrote down is not everything that they should be leaving there with. You need to try to upsell them to something. Now, don't do it in a pushy way. Just simply ask, and they say, no thanks, not today. That's fine. That's fine, right? And then at the end, you need to say, let's pretend that Angie's the host. Would you like to help Angie get an extra half price item by booking a show with me? You better be asking every person at that party if they want to book a party with you. Because if you are not asking them, you are forgetting to ask people in the restaurant if they would like dessert, and that's wrong. Get it? Sorry, I got all serious on you there. You ask every person at that party if they are interested in hosting a party with you, because that is your job. You are supposed to do that. So when you're checking out, that's the perfect time to do it, okay? And then they're going to say, if they say no thank you, they say no thank you. And they say, oh yeah, sure, Angie gets an extra half price if I do that. Okay, I'll do it. You know, they want to help out their friend, get extra half price items. So just ask. That's all you, and if you ask and get in the habit of it, it's not going to be scary anymore. And you're going to grow and you're going to improve yourself and you're going to book more parties, I promise. So just do that. And then also throughout, like whenever you're presenting the join opportunity somewhere in your presentation, I hope you're talking about it for at least a minute. You can tell them, if anybody's interested in joining, put a check mark on the top of your order form, and I will talk to you about it later on in the party. And then whenever you're checking them out and you see the check mark at the top of their order form, you know that they were interested in joining, and then you can talk to them about it.
Can I put these in my drink?
Yes, that's fine. Sorry. But yeah, that's what you need to be doing at your parties. And like I said, if you've built that relationship with them throughout the entire course of the party, they know you a little, they like you, they trust you, and they're going to be more willing to book a party with you at the end when you ask them, because they know you and they like you and they trust you and they want you to come over and hang out in their house with them because you're really awesome and you're a lot of fun, right? So do that. And filling out their order form, you know, that's customer service. That's going to please them, because it's not easy for them to figure out the codes and how to write things. That's your job, not theirs. So you do that, not them. You need to know your stuff. That's important. Know your products. Know what pages the specials are on. Oh, and whenever their order comes in, label everything, obviously, but make it look nice. Don't just throw it all in a bag and deliver it to the host. You wrap that up. You make it look nice. Surprise them with something. So surprise them with a catalog, surprise them with a free sample, surprise them with a handwritten thank you note. You better at least have a thank you in there, because they ordered from you and they didn't have to, and it's just a basic business best practice to say thank you when somebody orders from you. You're in the business of sales. When you go to car dealerships, do they send you a thank you note for you coming in? Do they try to call back and check in on you? Do they do follow-up calls with you? Yes, they do, because that's what sales is all about. You are in retail, and you need to be sending a thank you note, because that delights your customers and it makes them realize that you appreciate them. And in the thank you note, you can include a customer loyalty punch card or something. You can do something, or include a referral card that says, hey, if you refer me, you're going to get blah, blah, blah. You know, if you refer me to somebody. So you can delight them with those little things. Just even a punch card or a referral program card, those two things can be a little surprise, or you can give away a spatula or a free car candle or a lip balm or whatever you want to do. Depending on the size of the order, it's just up to you. So you need to spoil them with a beautifully wrapped little package that makes them feel like they're getting a gift when really they paid for it. That was all the P for plan. The next part is L for listen. So listen to their needs. So back to the part where I told you earlier about listen if somebody has a baby shower in a few weeks, or listen if somebody is getting married soon, or listen if somebody knows somebody in Mexico. You know, listen to those things and make notes somewhere where you can keep track of them, because after you deliver their order, surely within a week you would have called their phone number that they put on their order form and said, hey Marcy, I just wanted to check in. I just wanted to check in and make sure you got your order and make sure that you like all your products. How's that Roosevelt the Rabbit working for you? Do you like it? Or how's that Angora warmer working for you? Call them. Make sure they got their order. With it, like, you need to call them, I would say within a week's time since you've delivered it to the hostess, you want to call them. And let your hostess know that you're going to be doing that. When you deliver those orders to the hostess, tell her, I'm going to be doing my follow-up calls in about a week to make sure everybody's got their stuff and that they like it and everything's okay. And that way your hostess knows to have it delivered or whatever, okay? So do your follow-up calls. And when you're doing your follow-up calls, find something personal from their order form or something that you wrote about them to talk to them about. The person who had a baby shower in a few weeks, say, I remember that you said you had a baby shower in a few weeks. Would you like to order March of Dimes Roosevelt the Rabbit Buddy? It'll support March of Dimes, and you'll have a wonderful baby shower gift. You know, you can say things like that. Not exactly how I'm saying it. I'm just throwing stuff off the spot here. But you get the idea. Think of something personal to connect with them. Remember things about them so that when you do your follow-up calls, you can really impress them. And they'll know that you connected with them and that you know them and you care about them and you care about making sure that they have a gift for a baby shower coming up that they forgot to buy, you know? So do that. And then the A in plan is act. Be prompt with deliveries. Do not wait around. When you get that order in, you get it sorted and you get it packaged and you get it delivered. Be prompt with your follow-up calls. And let them know about any specials that are going on. That's very important. If you don't let them know about the discontinued list, you will ruin your business. I promise. If you do not tell your customers that Love Story and Quiver are going away, you won't have a business this time next year. And then the N is nothing is too complicated. So this business is supposed to be simple. You need to try to create as many can-do moments as you can. So that means making one trip into a house with a party. Making things look simple and replicable. So everything that you do, people need to look at that and think, oh, that's all she's doing. I could do that. So try to create as many can-do moments as you can, and people will feel that they can do what you do. Okay? So that's everything I want to share for today, because I've already taken up a million, I don't even know how many minutes on this call because the thing stopped 3 times. But I've taken up a lot of your time. I really hope you learned a lot, and I encourage you guys to talk to me. The rule of thumb is the more you talk to your director, the more successful you will be. So call me lots and lots and lots. I even have a neat little appointment link that I will attach in this video to where you can click that link and you can see all the times that I'm available and you can pick one. And then I'll approve that time, and then I will call you at that time, and we can have a little appointment. You can even include what you want to talk to me about. That way I can be very prepared when I talk to you. So that saves you time, that saves me time, that helps us both know that we're available, and I can, like I said, be prepared for what you want to talk to me about, and I can probably answer your question better or help you better. I can be better prepared to help you. So scheduling a time with me really does work the best. So I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to take advantage of that time, and I can't read your mind. I want to talk to all of you every single day, and I could do that if you wanted to. I would make it happen. But I can't read your mind if you're sitting there saying, I wish Kendra would call me because I could really use some help or some motivation or some ideas. I don't know that. And there's a lot of people on the team and a lot of people that I do try to talk to, but some of you guys, I honestly feel like that maybe you don't want me to talk to you. Maybe it's a burden when I call you, and that's what I feel like, and you probably feel the same way. You probably feel like, oh, don't want to bother her. You're never going to bother me, I promise you. But this appointment thing works for both of us, because you know you're not bothering me, because you know I've set that time aside for you. You know, I've done that for you, and it's not a burden to me. But we probably both feel the same way. We probably both feel like we're bothering each other, but I want to talk to you guys. So call me, please. I'm sitting here making videos, reaching out. But I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope to talk to you soon, and try to be on our Monday night calls, because we're doing a lot of stuff on there, and we're going fast, and we are rocking 2014. So talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.